Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to be doing a show and tell Monday. We're going to not be doing a box opening. I'm going to show you what comes in the box. This is the baton arm kit. It comes from a company called Fourth Arrow. If you guys have been looking around at any kind of camera system or a way to hold your camera up in a tree or out in the field, you've probably already ran across Fourth Arrow. I've found some things I really like about this already. Plus, it's affordable, guys. So let's get to the video. Again, we're not going to be doing a box opening. That's kind of boring. What I have done is I've laid everything out that you get in the kit. And a couple of things that I do want to point out that number one is pretty awesome is it does come with a phone holder. This kit, if you guys have used any of the DJI equipment, you are hard pressed to get an iPhone Pro in their phone holders. You can't hardly get them in there, especially if it's got a case on it. If it doesn't have a case, you can get it in. But like me, I've always got a case on my phone because I'm going to drop it and bang it up. But the cool thing about this one from Fourth Arrow is it's got a spring in it, so it holds it really tight. And then additionally, if you guys are using a monopod or a tripod with the 3/8 inch screw, if you guys are familiar with the camera stuff, you know what I'm talking about. But this is a larger screw hole. I'll zoom in on this so I can show you that. But you got the 3/8 thread here for the larger, then you've got your regular 1/4x20, which is standard on most of your tripods. So you've got two on the bottom, you've got one on the back, and then you've got another one over here on the other side, so you could actually mount your camera either way. I don't know what difference it would make, but it's nice to have those options. And maybe something else that I just now thought of, you could use this top one. It looks like you'd almost mount a hot shoe in there, so maybe you could get by with a additional light or something like that. I don't know, something to think about, something to consider. But like I say, it feels like it's machined aluminum, and I'll bring it up here and show it to you real quick because this is actually really, really nice. Like I say, here's your 3/8 hole, here's your 1/4 inch hole, another 1/4 inch hole right there, and then what I'm going to be calling the top, where you could potentially put a hot shoe or something in a 1/4 inch hole up there. Next thing we're going to look at that it comes with is it comes with a pretty nice strap. It says Fourth Arrow on it, and this is going to be a ratchet strap. A lot of your gear that comes out, especially for tree stands, stuff like that, has a ratchet strap. I'm going to show you a trick real quick. It's something that you can do to kind of make it a little more quiet when you're out in the woods setting up. But you've got these metal parts right here. You hear that? And then the other metal part is this right here. And it's this piece. And you can hear it snapping. And I'm going to tell you, you can grab a hold of that. See how I'm grabbing that piece right there and pulling it down? You can kind of grab a hold of that a little bit. And when you're out in the woods and you're tightening this thing up, you can keep that pretty dang quiet just by doing that. Here's what it sounds like without doing it. Here's what it sounds like with just applying a little bit of pressure on your fingers. Guys, this makes it really quiet when you're trying to set up. Plus, with it being a ratchet strap, it's going to hold solid. The next thing that this little kit comes with, and it was important to me because I didn't want to get into buying another video head and all that other junk, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole if you're not familiar with all the camera gear. But it does come with a pretty nice little fluid head that's adjustable. It's said to hold 5 or 6 pounds. I don't know. I'll put that in the comments. And then also this, and I'm going to take you outside and we're going to put it on a tree and show you how adjustable this is. But one of your key things, just like with any tripod, you want to get your camera level. That way when you're panning, you're not panning down at an angle, you're not panning down. But this actually micro adjusts, so if you're on a crooked tree, you can pull this knob and get your deal to where it's level. That is pretty impressive, guys. All right, this tree right here ought to be a good example. You can see how it's kind of leaning instead of straight. And I'm going to show you how we're going to put this on. If you are right-handed, if you'll bring that strap through, and it attaches to this top part. We're going to run that strap right through this top. You can see how it's got holes that it's made for the strap to go through. I'm going to wrap that through there, but if you're right-handed and you'll hold the ratchet strap in your left hand, that way when you go to tighten it, you're pushing away from you instead of pulling to you. If you slip, you can fall out of your stand. Pushing away, you should be able to have your 3 points of contact to stay safe up in the tree. We'll do this just like if we were hanging anything else up in the tree. We're going to press that against our chest. Bring that ratchet strap around. Try to keep your strap straight without any twist in it. And if you guys, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I am holding that extra piece so that we're not getting a bunch of excess clicking. And it doesn't have to be banjo tight because we're just putting a tiny camera on here anyways. As you can see, you can get this, you can micro adjust this. I'm going to readjust the camera so you can see the knob that I'm using to adjust this. So this right here is the knob. Sorry, I'm reaching around my camera. And that's how you adjust the tilt on it. I'm going to try to adjust. I don't know if you can see these teeth. I'm trying to focus right here. But there's a jillion of these little teeth. It looks like a wheel, like on a cog set. But that's going to be what bites in each time you move it. So, I mean, you can actually micro adjust this thing, which is pretty phenomenal for an affordable camera arm kit. All right, next up we have the quick connect. You pull this little lever back right here and now your camera's connected. Again, this is a real small camera. This arm is probably overkill for this camera. However, the camera that I'm filming this with is a mirrorless and it will hold it as well. Like I say, I think this thing will hold 5 pounds. I'm going to readjust the camera one more time. So to adjust the fluidness on this head right here, it's real simple. You've got a knob right here, and this is how you adjust the tilt. If you've got a heavier camera, you just put a little more tension on it like that, to where you want to get it to where it's a smooth, more fluid. You can kind of see it sticking a little bit right there, because this camera's so light it'd be about like using an iPhone. But you want to try to get that as smooth as possible. Now your other adjustment knob is on this other side, and that's how you adjust. This knob over here is how you adjust, we'll call this the spin of it. There's actually, I'm sure, a technical term, but we're just going to keep it simple. We're not taking, we're just going to keep it simple. Okay, your other adjustment points, obviously, or pivot points, is you've got 3 of them. You got this one right here, this one in the middle, and then this one that's closest to the tree. So you can actually suck this thing up really close to the tree, get it out of your way. If you're in a tree stand, or maybe even, like I said, ground blind hunting, this thing would be awesome for that as well. But say you've got something over here you want a video, you can just start moving that over nice and smooth. Guys, I can't express how well this works for being as affordable as it is. We will use this all season long, and I'll do a full review on it towards the end of the year. Just like all of our reviews, we're not going to review it until we've run it through its paces. But I can tell you right now, with all the features and the adjustability that it has right out of the box, including a deal to hold your iPhone, say you're going out on a real short, light trip out in the woods, you could put your iPhone on there, and the iPhones that they're coming out with today, or Google phones, whichever kind of phone you're using. I'm just saying, they've got some fantastic cameras built in them with the digital zooms built in. You can really get some decent wildlife photography that way, or maybe even self-filming. I've had one of the older screw-in type, and the problem with that screw-in type is you can't use it on public land, and if you're on your own personal private property and you use those screw-ins, you could potentially kill your tree or whoever else's tree you're on if it's private property. But you don't want to be using that stuff out in especially public land. This is really safe for your trees. You're not going to injure your tree, you're not going to harm it, and they're not illegal to use on public land as well. That being a huge perk of mine. And then lastly, if you guys are unaware, the shipping container people all across the U.S., I believe from East Coast, West Coast, and the Gulf, anywhere where shipments are coming in, all those guys are on strike. They still have these in stock. I'll put a link down below on Amazon. If you've been debating getting one, I'm telling you right now, this is worth the money for the kit for what it is. And now again, you can see I've got a small camera on it. This isn't going to hold a beast of a camera, but I will say this, I had my it's a Canon EOS R6 mirrorless camera with a 50mm lens on it. It holds it just fine. And you can see how quick that attaches, and you can disconnect it real easy, pull it off, maybe do some hand shooting or whatever else, and then put your camera right back on the arm. I think this is going to be a game changer and something that we're really going to get a lot of use of out of it this year. And I know I told you I was going to put some stealth strip on it. I'm trying to get this video done before it gets too hot out here this morning. So I'm going to go inside, put some stealth strip on. We're going to go back out in the morning with the camera. I'm going to use the 70-200 and see what we can get, see if we can't get some decent footage of at least. I know where a mama doe and her little baby buck is. We'll try to get some video of that using this camera arm and just put that towards the end of this video. Again, guys, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Until next week's video comes out, be sure to check out one of our other archery playlists that we've made especially for you. I hope this has been helpful. You don't have to be a hunter to utilize a tool like this. I think it would be great for any kind of wildlife photography or videography. May you all have a blessed week, and let's get outside and make something happen.